goal with breastfeeding was to exclusively breastfeed. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to talk to you guys today about, y'all, I just threw this wig on. This wig, no, it's itchy. Like, I think this was a workout wig at one point. But I just want to talk to you guys about breastfeeding. Just to, give some tips and tricks to breastfeeding and everything that, I have experienced with breastfeeding. So you guys can, sit back and enjoy, and I hope everything is helpful for you. All right, so before I even had my child, I was asked if I wanted to breastfeed or have my baby on any type of formula, and my entire mind was set on breastfeeding. I wanted to breastfeed. Well, I want to breastfeed exclusively. I don't want my child on any type of formula or nothing, none of that. So my first couple of days that I was thinking about breastfeeding and doing everything, I went to this class. I got all type of, y'all, my wig look bad. I went to this class. I got all type of information. They basically gave me everything I need to know. They gave me everything that I need to think about. Everything was completely positive. Like, I loved it. People gave me their experiences. They also told me how I should just, listen to everything positive, because breastfeeding can be really hard. So they did give me some type of reassurance, or they were really honest with me and told me that breastfeeding would be difficult because of the other people that may have been around me. Hold on one second, I need to change my AirPods. So when I was pregnant, I got a call from I think it was either someone from my insurance that called me. I don't know. Somebody called me and they basically talked to me about breastfeeding. They asked me what was my goal with breastfeeding, why I wanted to breastfeed. So my goal with breastfeeding was to exclusively breastfeed, right? I think I said that before. I wanted to exclusively breastfeed, and I wanted to breastfeed because I wanted to have that connection with my baby. Like, I heard a lot of stories about how breastfeeding is like the ultimate connection to your child. And when I say that, is so true. Like, I don't know if you guys watched my other video. I'll leave the link up. But I don't know if anybody has like breastfed, and when I actually got the hang of it, it's so beautiful. Like, so that was the goal. And then also health. So I know you guys hear a lot that it's more healthier and more beneficial for the baby to drink from the breast milk. I feel like there's no actual studies for that, but because all kids are going to be either smart or smart, so my main goal was mainly, of course, nutrition. I feel like that was just given, but nutrition, and then that connection. So okay, so my first couple days after Yaari got here, it was very hard. So when I was talking to the lady that was asking me about breastfeeding, she asked me, what do I know? What have I heard? What have people said about breastfeeding? Everything like that. So, I gave her everything people said, and nobody said nothing positive. If you ask me, to me, nobody said nothing positive. My mom was like, "Oh, you better hope she latches on," and I'm just like, and then I had another friend that was just like, "Oh, this is breastfeeding is harder than giving birth." Now, I'm not gonna knock nobody's experience, but to me, no. Like, no. So when Yaari first came, my first, second, third day, I felt like I wasn't making any milk. Like, nothing was coming out of my boobs. The only thing that was coming out was like this clear, I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna stop the video and I'm gonna Google it, and I'm gonna just leave the word like up top or something. But I think it's called colostrum or something like that. So that's the only thing that was coming out of my boob. But I knew this would happen, right? So when I was talking to the breast the breastfeeding lady, I don't know what you call it. She was like a breastfeeding like coach or something. But when I was talking to her, she was like, yeah, your first, second, third, fourth day, you won't be making that much milk because the baby's belly is about this big. So you don't need to have that much milk. So of course I had my southern parents down here, and they was just like, she need to eat, she need to eat, she need to eat. And we ended up going to formula, and I was so sad. Like, that really made me so sad. But don't get me wrong, my parents stayed down here after I had the baby. They stayed with me for about 2 weeks with the baby, just to help me out and everything like that. And I was so tired. My down there was hurting so bad. Everything was just, I really felt like a blob of trash. Like, I felt so horrible. But so I had to deal with them being like, oh, she needs to eat, she needs to eat, she needs to eat. And I'm just like, well, I'm trying, y'all. I was when I say I was straining my boobs, or when I say I was choking them things. You hear me? So so then I started overproducing. I started making a whole bunch. Like, my 5th day, maybe my 5th, it was my parents were still here. So it was in between the time frame of the 1st and 2nd week. I was overproducing milk. Like, my milk would literally, let me show you these little bags that I got. So I got this breast pump. Well, my breast pump that I was using at first, I have like a portable one. I walk around with it now. But my breast pump like went straight from my boob into this. And when I say like my 1st or 2nd week, my milk was overflowing. It was overflowing because I was making too much milk. That is way too much milk for a newborn baby. Like, the newborn baby, from when I went to my pediatrician, the newborn baby is supposed to drink 2 ounces of milk. That's like right here. My milk was flowing over. Like, it literally flowed. Like, I was doing something while I was breast pumping. I wasn't paying attention to how much milk. My milk overflowed. So that's way too much milk. So it's possible, you guys, when I say I didn't, like, having a baby has been the most surreal thing that has ever happened to me. Like, I keep thinking she's crying. Like, it's been the most surreal thing. Having milk come out of my breast, it's been the most surreal thing ever. Like, I'm still mind blown at the fact that my body has done all of this stuff. Like, I'm like, I honestly feel like a dude sometimes, because I'm just like, I'm so amazed. Like, I'm so amazed at what I can do. But yeah, so if you're having a hard time, I would say please don't stress it. And before I got pregnant, like, with the antepartum that I was going through, I felt like I built up such a strong patience. So, I was able to ignore my mom and all this other stuff, and she just, I let her overfeed the baby. The baby was throwing up and everything. The baby's not supposed to eat that much milk. Even when they're in the hospital, like the first month, if you ask for formula, that first day or 2 that they're in the hospital overfeeds them. That little bottle that they give you that's already made, that's too much milk for your baby. They even tell you that when you go to the pediatrician. So just don't stress it out. Learn how to, like, have that patience. Like, I'm telling you, patience is such a big thing with everything that I've done. From, dealing with my parents to dealing with the baby when she just won't stop crying. Patience is so incredibly important. So what else did I want to talk about? Let me see. I'm gonna pause it because okay, so yeah, so when my baby first came out, like, I immediately put her on to my breast. I don't know if that played a big part in her latching, but my baby she hasn't ever had any problem with latching. Like, when I first When I first pushed her out, the first thing that I did, like before they even wiped her off, was she got my breast. It was so pretty. It was not pretty, but it just was so beautiful. Like, I'm about to cry. But like, my whole experience of being a mother is just so, like, to me, like, I could just cry. But it was just so beautiful. Like, her latching on to me, it was just so beautiful. Like, I just don't I don't understand how I went so long. No, I'm not going to say that. I just don't understand how, at one point I was telling myself I didn't want kids. I think I just was telling myself that because I kept failing. But it was just so beautiful. So I will say, though, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 days, I don't know what it is about my baby, but I feel like she has the strength of a 14-year-old. Like, this little girl, oh, excuse me, disgusting. Like, this little girl, she can grab my entire face and like pull it from left to right. Like, she's so strong, and her mouth is even stronger. So when she latches on, like the first, cause like recently it's been hurting too, and she is, how old is she? September 6th. She is June, July, August, September. She's 3 months now, right? So she's like 3 months and 5 days. So right now, I don't know what's going on with me. I think it may be my diet. So I'm changing that up right now, and I'm also like trying to cut back on sugars because I feel like maybe my breast milk is getting low or something like that. But my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, my first 6 days were horrible. She latched on so hard, like it was so painful. Like, it was so painful to the point that I wanted to cry. Like, it was painful. Like, it was painful. And sometimes, like right now, like recently, it's been kind of painful. So I'm gonna start back pumping. I don't work or anything right now. I don't leave the house for nothing. So I don't pump. So I think I want to start back pumping, because right now when she latches on, it hurts so bad. Like, Jesus. But when I was pumping and breastfeeding her at the same time, I never really fed her from the bottle. The only reason why she had a bottle was because my parents spoiled the crap out of her, and they never put her down. They never let me hold her or nothing. So I had to pump and give the milk to my mom so she could feed the baby. So everything was amazing. Like, after my breast stopped hurting, they stopped hurting like the 6th or 7th day. Like, I know I had bought some nipple shields. Somebody told me to buy some nipple shields to help with the pain. By the time the nipple shields came, it took like 3 or 4 days for the nipple shields to come, and by then it didn't hurt anymore. It actually felt really good. So that's another thing too. When I was breast pumping, when you overproduce that milk, it's like your boob is about to bust. I don't know if is that appropriate for me to say on here, but so I used to like wake up in the morning with these gigantic knots. Like, you see how I'm like formed right now? Like, one boob would be like all the way over, like up here, because of a huge knot, right? So, and that's because I was making so much milk and I wasn't getting it out like at nighttime. Because when I wake up, I only had the knots when I woke up in the morning. So, because my baby actually got on schedule. She got on schedule really quick. So she, I wouldn't say really quick. Maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. She got on the schedule. That's when she started. She took like 1 or 2 naps during the day, like she's doing now. She takes like 1 or 2 naps. Then she sleeps the entire night. And if she wakes up, it's because, she woke up, looked around, seen her pacifier wasn't in her mouth. I put it back in, she go back to sleep. So we're doing pretty good as far as schedule wise and feeding everything, but I am not good at feeding her on like consistent times. So that's something I got to start doing. At first I set a timer because I want to start back pumping as well. I want to start back pumping just in case, because it's September, October. I'm going down to my parents for Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna just pump for that. And another thing, breastfeeding in public, Number one, wouldn't recommend. So what I would do in public, like, I hate it. So one day we were in Sam's, and I don't have any help or anything, so it's kind of hard doing stuff. Like, that's why I don't leave the house. But I was in Sam's, and she was cutting up. And I think it was because, well, it was definitely because she was hungry, on top of her being sleepy. So she's just crying, just crying, just crying. And I have horrible anxiety, so I'm just like this. I'm just like, so, I know how to fake it in public. So I'm just like really calm, and I'm just like, but in my insides are like, ah! Like, it's freaking horrible. But so after I rung up all my stuff, I'm talking about, and people was looking at me, underarms got the sweat, and people staring at me. This little white lady want to come over while the baby is screaming historically. I just got to peek at her. No, you don't, ma'am. There is COVID and monkeypox and everything. Get back. Get back. But anyway, so yeah, breastfeeding the pup. So after I got everything done, I didn't make a bottle for her. So I went and I had to go sit down in the food court and I popped my titty out. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I think I'm going to beep that out. But I popped my breast out, and, I started feeding her at the food court. Nobody messed with me or anything. Nobody, but I'm not going into a bathroom. I'm not doing that. I'll tell you that much. And I wasn't going to do it in the car. So, maybe I should have did it in the car. I probably would have had more space. Because the little chairs at Sam's, they're kind of like, the chair's right here, and then the table's like right here. So I was just like, oh, bummer. But other than that, it was pretty good. I fed her, birthed her, rocked her to sleep, and she slept all the way home. So that's another thing, because I hate when she cry in the car, because I can't do nothing about it. Sometimes I pull over because she's so spoiled, y'all. I have to pull over. Like, if I'm going somewhere and she's crying, if she's crying hysterically, I'm pulling over. Like, I can't just let her cry. That's not happening. But other than that, breastfeeding has been wonderful for me. Like, after she stopped being painful, like, I don't think there's been one time where I'm breastfeeding and I look somewhere else. I'm just always looking at her little pretty brown eyes, and she's just so beautiful. Like, it's just such a freaking connection that no money in the world can buy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really amazing. And if you are thinking about breastfeeding, I will tell you, just don't give up. Because I wasn't sad my first couple of days, but I still think about it. Like, my first couple of days of seeing my baby was just so emotional for me. Like, I literally cried every time I looked at her, because I made a baby. Like, I know people, I just don't understand why people see that so bad. Like, even though I am a single parent, it's not bad for me. Like, it's been the greatest experience ever, and there's nothing nobody can say to change that. So if you are breastfeeding, just don't give up. Please don't give up, especially if you're really, really strong about it. Another thing, my diet was overly clean. Y'all, when I say after I had my baby and in 2 days, my stomach was flatter than before I got pregnant. Like, my stomach was flat. Like, your girl was snatched. I ain't now, because I be eating all type of stuff, but my diet was clean cut. I woke up in the morning, I ate almonds and what's those little nuts that's shaped like a C? Cashews. I ate almonds and cashews. I was eating oatmeal. I put my raisin in it. Ate boiled eggs. Ate a salad through the day. Ate steamed cabbages and not cabbages. No, cabbages messed my baby up. Like, when I ate I fried cabbages for my mom and dad when they were here. It messed us up. So I don't recommend cabbages. So the only reason why I told my mom to buy cabbage was because my breast hurt so bad. I put the cabbage leaves on my breast, like, after I left it in the freezer. Why couldn't I think of the word freezer? But after I left it in the freezer, I put it on my breast, and I think maybe that may have helped because I tried everything. I was like, this is hurting so bad. I used the nipple butters. I was using everything. It hurt so bad. I really wanted to give up. On top of my mom being so negative, I don't think she realizes how negative she is. Like, when she tells me stuff, I'm so used to it by now. Like, I just ignore her. Like, please don't get mad at me, Mom, for saying this. But, girl, I be ignoring the heck out of you. I be ignoring you. So, just, reach out to people that have had successful breastfeeding stories. Because a lot of people give up, the whole parenting. And, even people that are in full relationships, they still just give up on breastfeeding. And, if I could do it by myself, then I'm pretty sure you guys can, try to do it. But just don't give up. It's such a beautiful thing. It's so wonderful. Like, even though my baby just couldn't find my face for like weeks. Like, I was like, look at me. And she wouldn't look at me. And I was like, oh. But it was okay, because now she just looks at me. She looks at me when I'm not looking. Like, that's so cute to me. Like, when I'm not looking, like if I'm looking at like something on the floor, or if I'm just like thinking to myself, or if I'm on my phone or something like that, I'll see her looking at me, and she's just like, oh. I was like, my baby. But yeah, just don't give up, you guys. It's so wonderful, and your diet does play a big part in what comes out of your breast milk, of course, but it does play a big part in how much you produce. I feel like when I was eating healthy, that was the reason, on top of me pumping. Pumping also makes you, have a lot of breast milk as well. So, those are just the key things. Pumping, breast milk. Make sure you have that nipple butter. They got some good nipple butter on Amazon for like $12. So get that nipple butter, and you'll be good to go. Like, just don't give up. Just remember, don't give up. Don't give up. Your baby needs you. She needs, or he needs, that milk. I will tell you, I feel like she biting me now, though. That hurts. Like, that hurts. But I don't care. I'm obsessed with her. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it does help somebody that's thinking about giving up. Just don't give up. Especially if you really want to do it, don't give up. Don't give up. Try everything before you give up. Just try everything. Do everything that you see. Google. If you look on Google and they have something, do everything. Because I definitely did everything, and we wasn't giving up around here. We don't quit. Better ask my baby daddy, I don't quit. I'm still messing with him. I'm going to cut that out. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut that out. But thank you guys for, watching another one of my videos. And I really hope I help somebody. I hope you guys follow my page. I hope you like and subscribe. You can also share this with someone else. I just hope this does something, because I've tried to figure out so much what I want to do with my page. But so far, this is what I'm doing. So let me know if you guys want me to talk about anything else that I've experienced. I'll be happy to do so. Right now, I don't have a job, so it's kind of my job. So help me out, y'all. Share me. I'm a single parent. Damsel in distress. Waiting on my shining armor. All right, you guys. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.